1, 2, 3. There we go. Well, we're rolling. So this is the show.
Hey.
Hello.
Great to be at the show.
Ready to be on the show. We're on the show. I used to do this like intro with everyone where I'd say something about them or something like that. And I was like, no, I think if I just start filming, it'll
It'll
makes
all
more
come
sense. Welcome to the show, Paul.
Always good to be.
You're our season finale.
Oh,
How does that feel? Is there a lot of pressure?
It feels like the end of something.
the end
I
of
don't
the
know.
show.
It feels
the
like
show's
the
over.
end. Yes.
I'm excited. Everyone that I've told that you're coming on the show, they get all excited. You're gonna make me a lot of money with this.
Oh yeah, you share, right?
You'll get it.
Yeah,
You'll get a
yeah,
ct.
I get
You'll
my little cut. I do have a
2%,
Screen
2%.
Actors Guild card.
Ah,
Yeah.
Of course you do. Where did that come from?
I was an extra in a couple movies. One form that was in South Carolina, Shag.
Okay.
Had Phoebe Cates, Bridget Fonda, Carol Burnett's daughter,
Yeah.
Annabeth Gish, and some other people in it. Yeah,
That's
I was
cool.
an extra in that flick.
That's cool.
I was a dancer.
Oh, did you dance?
I did.
Oh,
I did.
what kind of dance moves you got?
I actually was a competitive shag dancer for a while.
What?
I was. Yeah.
Okay,
I never made it out into the pro levels.
Right.
By
right.
any means.
Or you wouldn't be on this show.
Yeah. But yeah, I was taught by a couple that was actually in the movie, Bob and Jane Jacobs. They taught me to shag and kind of took me on that journey for a little while. Funny thing was, man, my wife, she wanted to do this shag class, and I was like, okay. And the next season, I was bowling at the same time. She says, "What do you want to do, bowl or shag?" And I went, "I want to dance." Yeah.
I want to dance.
I was in
How
my
dare
20s.
You? How dare you?
Yeah.
Don't be gross.
It was fun. Another one of my many things.
Yeah. Where did you grow up? Like, what was your hometown?
So my real hometown is Kannapolis, North Carolina.
Okay.
It's about 27 miles north of Charlotte. I grew up there until I was like 26, and then I moved to South Carolina, Myrtle Beach.
Myrtle Beach.
Murder Beach.
Myrtle Beach. Dirty Myrtle.
Dirty.
What part of Myrtle Beach you live in?
So when I first moved there, I lived right beside Broadway at the beach.
Okay.
I lived on 29th Avenue North, and then moved right across the way.
You were right
there.
in the middle of it.
I was right in the middle of it. And then I moved to North Myrtle Beach. I lived on 2nd Avenue North in North Myrtle Beach, and then I moved to Carolina Forest, and that's where I was until I moved to Pennsylvania to finish my schooling.
Well, there you
Yeah.
go. What did you go to school for?
Psychology.
Psychology?
Psychology.
I feel like I knew that about
Yeah.
you. You would
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
Have you ever thought about being a psychologist or
Listen.
anything like that?
Whenever that I was doing my clinicals, I really felt the weight and the responsibility, and I was always wondering, because when I was doing my clinicals, we were doing them at Hershey Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
And at Hershey Hospital, the only thing I was getting was suicide cases. And I'm going, man, bro, if I lose somebody, I just don't think I could bear the weight of that.
Yeah.
So I used it, all of my degrees, to write a program called Service Psychology, which I still teach fine dining classes a little here and there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And I also use it at work all the time.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, there you
it's
go.
fun.
Yeah. You're a wine connoisseur too.
I am a certified sommelier.
Tell me about that.
So I worked in the wine industry for 30 years. And I also worked for Red Bull. They kind of overlapped. I did the same thing, the same time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so 30 years in the wine industry. I only sold to restaurants and a few package stores. I didn't do the whole grocery store thing. That wine's not good enough for me.
You're too good for that wine.
Yeah, so I did that for 30 years, moved into the management portion of it. It became a district manager, and that was always a lot of fun. But, been in management for many years until, I just decided the business changed so bad.
Yeah.
It used to be about the right product to the right customer, and then it turned to I don't care
As
where
much
you put
product
it.
as possible. To
Yeah,
the
I
customer.
don't care where you put it somewhere.
Yeah.
And I couldn't do that to my friends.
You want to talk about your book that you were writing? You don't have to if you don't want to.
Yeah, I think I'm going to slide on that.
Okay.
I'll just tell you just a little bit about it.
Okay.
So I started writing a book on leadership just due to the fact that I feel like that there's not a lot of leadership in a lot of what I see these days. And I really feel like it's something extremely needed, because I believe a true leader is somebody that just takes somebody under their wings, helps bring them up, hopefully to be better than you actually are. And I just don't see a lot of that, even in the business world today. It's changed a lot.
What do you think the difference between a leader and a mentor are?
A leader and a mentor, I think a leader is much more involved with the work life. Mentor, it can kind of cross the lines. It can be personal life, it could be business life, it could be a lot of things. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. We were talking a little bit before we started recording about accents. Right.
Accents. What do you mean?
I don't know.
I don't have an accent. Do you have an accent?
No, I don't at all. Thank you very much for asking.
Yes.
We start doing the North Atlantic thing for the rest of the
Sure.
song. Oh man, I sure hope.
Yeah.
How many different versions of the Southern accent do you think still exist today?
Oh my gosh.
Because I feel like when I was growing up, because I grew up in upstate South Carolina, I would hear 40 different versions of it. You know, I hear like what I used to call the molasses one, because I would always say that my grandmama talked like she had molasses in her mouth. Yeah. Because she's got that slow, like, well, honey, I don't know, and you know.
Yeah.
Anytime we say something that we call her Momo. Anytime we say something that Momo can't hear what we said, she goes, "What?"
Yes.
she says it real loud.
Yes.
And then I think there's more of like the rich people Southern.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Which is like your Todd Chrisleys and your Charlestons and that kind of thing. And then there's the redneck. I think that's the three that I've heard the most in my life.
It's funny because I was I was out in the public the other day, and I struck up a conversation with this gentleman, and I was listening to his accent. I went, "Are you from Gastonia, North Carolina?" He was like, "I am. How'd you know? I'm actually Bessemer City." You know. I said, "Yeah, it all came through. You know, you've got a very distinct accent. Yeah, and it's only for that little region. And that's the thing about Southern accents; they're not the same wherever you go."
Yeah, you can go 30 minminutes away and they sound completely different.
Yeah, travel through Alabama, you'll learn a big lesson through there. Yeah.
Have you ever seen the TV show White Lotus?
I have not.
No. They have a new season, like the most recent season, and it's what is that man's name? You ever seen Harry Potter?
Yes.
You know the guy who plays Lucius Malfoy.
Yes.
What is that man's name? Isaac, Oscar, I don't know.
And all of you that know me, I know nothing about TV and movies. Okay.
He's in it, and he's a British actor, and he plays a man from Durham, North Carolina. Okay. And he nails the voice so well that it was the whole reason I watched the show. I watched it again, that I was like, man, he really does sound like he's from North Carolina.
Dang, I got to put that on my list.
Yeah, you got to see it. It's real good. It's like a drama, but there's multiple seasons. I think it's season 3 is the one because they're all different. They're set apart from each other, but it's really really good.
But boy, when they're done bad,
they're not good. They're not. I'm trying to think.
They are bad.
Especially it's funny whenever they're doing it bad on purpose. I'm like, okay, I get the Southern people are dumb joke, whatever. But whenever it's like a drama and they're really thinking that they're nailing it, and you're like, you sound like you're from nowhere. Like you sound like you're in the Hatfields and McCoy show in Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, rarely do they get it right though.
Rarely.
Whatever that
That's
means.
why I was like, it was so good. And he has a wife in the show. I forget the actress, the name of the actress that plays her, but it doesn't hit the same. Like she has one part where she has to say her daughter's name, and her daughter's name is Piper, but she goes Piper.
Ooh, I might have to try that on Piper. I hope you're watching.
Piper, if you're watching this, we're about to start saying that. What's like traditions that you grew up with that you don't really see around anymore?
Traditions.
Yeah.
Buddy, I don't know. I think that my family was pretty untraditional.
Yeah.
My father and mother, when I was born, my father was 52 when I was born. My mom was 44 years old when I was born. So I think I was raised a lot differently than other people that are boomers. Were much more open to new ideas and things.
Yeah.
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 Yeah. But I think that the biggest tradition that we had was always our Christmas, where we would start at our house in the mornings. Everybody would always come see what the kids got, in the mornings. And then we would go to our other relatives' house in the afternoons. We all lived within just a few miles of each other.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we would do that, and we'd see what everybody got for Christmas. And, that's about the biggest tradition that I can remember. No real traditions.
Yeah.
My dad and I used to fish on every Thanksgiving day.
Really?
He would always come down to the beach. We'd go out on a pier. We would fish. And the really strange thing about that was he actually died on Thanksgiving Day.
Oh my gosh.
And I've never done it again since.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
I think the only tradition I've got with Thanksgiving is almost every other year, every 3 years or so. I didn't grow up with a lot of money, so it was pretty much every 4 or 5 years. We would go to we'd come to Florida and go to the theme parks, and it was only like an 8-hour drive. We never flew anything like that, so we would we'd have Thanksgiving, and it was always the day after Thanksgiving is when we'd come down here. And so we would have like the whole turkey, everything. We'd have the whole family there, and then we would pack up the leftover turkey and some like white bread and some Duke's mayonnaise, and we'd hit the road. And on the way there, while we're in the theme parks, we're not buying no food. We would have like one meal in like one of the restaurants or something. Every single meal we had it was usually about like a weekend, 3 or 4 days. Because that's what we could afford. We would have a turkey sandwich, sandwich, and some potato chips.
Oh yeah,
that's what it was.
Yeah.
We
would go to the mountains and travel and pull over and have a picnic on the side of the road.
Oh yeah,
it was fun. North Carolina, South Carolina mountains. It was fun.
Yeah. How do you think Southern hospitality has changed, or do you think it's changed?
Yeah, I think it's changed quite a bit. I think that we've lost a lot of our couth, I guess you could say, as Southern people call it, couth. Where it's more about us and less about someone else. It used to kind of be with Southern hospitality, we were there to serve people. We would serve when they would come into our town.
If you're passing through, you're part of it.
Yeah. Charleston hasn't changed that much.
No.
Charleston, South Carolina, if you've never been there, it's an amazing place.
Beautiful place.
Amazing place. And I still see it alive and well there, but not many other places.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, when I was traveling right before I came to Florida, and the convention job that I was doing, we checked into a Hampton Inn in Selma, Alabama at 11:30 at night, and there was this
Selma, Alabama, a famous place for being welcoming to everybody.
Kind of.
Nothing ever has happened.
Yeah, no. But there was this girl behind the counter, and she came up and she was helping me out. And my friend he's born and bred Pennsylvania, didn't know any better. And he said, "Well, bless your heart." And I was like, "Oh, buddy,
you can't say
wrong thing to say."
You got to earn that.
I had to explain that to him.
Yeah.
And later he got something on my desk. It said, "Bless your heart." Left it on my desk. I think I still have it to this day. Yeah.
I think a lot of the Southern hospitality, because it used to be the whole archetype of, at least from my knowledge, was like those real small towns where you have that redneck accent. That's the place where nobody wanted you there, right? And you knew.
Yeah.
But now I think so many people from all across the East Coast have moved there.
For sure.
And have made it into their little haven or whatever, that it's kind of spreading. You know what I mean? I think that's another thing with the Southern aspect, the Southern accent. I think it's going away.
It is going away a little bit. Well, there's still pockets. I mean,
there's plenty.
Oh yeah.
But I think it's not. It's because even when I lived in South Carolina, if you had a thick accent, people would make fun of you. It's like, brother, look around.
Yeah.
I mean, the backyard of our high school is a field. What are you talking about? You drive a lifted Chevy. You drive a lifted Chevy. What are you talking about? Touch some grass. Touch some grass.
Sure. Yeah, you would come to my house, and the first thing my mama goes, "You look hungry. You want something to eat?"
Yep. Yeah. What was the first job you had?
I built water beds.
Water beds.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
My I don't know what it would be to me, but my grandfather's sister, her house, she had like this house on this pond that we would go to for big family gatherings and stuff. She had a waterbed, and it was sitting in her living room.
Yeah, they're great.
Just part of it.
If you make sure that you tack your nails in before you set it up.
Yeah.
That was my downfall. Set one up in a showroom, and I didn't tack a nail down the next morning. It was bad. It was bad. Yeah.
No more waterbed.
So my career in waterbed building was very short.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you think, just in your experience, people's like work ethic has changed between now and whenever you started working?
That's a hard one for me.
Yeah.
I truly believe that people still in their heart we all believe that we work hard. We all do. And in most cases, I think that people really do. I love to give people the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah.
But work ethic, the one thing that I have seen change most is people are not at companies for 20 and 30, 40 years anymore.
Yeah.
You know, you just don't see that. And as a matter of fact, I was looking at a Facebook post from a friend of mine, said that she's been in the longest job that she's ever been in, and she's been there for 5 years.
Wow.
And you just don't see the longevity of it. But I accredit that a lot to what's going on in the workforce these days, where people don't give you a portion of what it's all about. They just let you have little pieces of it and not give you chances to grow and express your ideas, to incorporate into it. And that's the way that I see that it's changed the most. And it has affected people in the way that they want to work and how long they'll work.
Yeah, because you want people to actually feel like they have stock in what they're doing.
There's something called status quo bias, and that's a psychology term. Status quo bias, I think I see it in a lot of people in the workforce now, where they're saying, well, everybody else does it this way, so I'm just going to do it the same way. You know, this person's not pulling their weight, so so I'm just not going to pull mine.
Yeah. I've caught myself doing that a lot.
Yeah, it's easy.
Yeah, I just recently, and it's not something I'm proud of, but it is what it is I've caught myself being like, oh, well, I know this person wouldn't do the same for me, so why am I doing it for them? You know?
Yeah.
And I think, without saying too much, but it's just like, I feel like that's what a leader is supposed to be. Yeah. And a leader isn't always like your main manager or something. It could be a peer of yours, but it's like, the whole point is that you're supposed to be that example and, you know, lead by example.
Yeah.
And make people feel like they're doing it for a reason and not just doing it for you.
Of course.
You know? Yeah.
Of course.
9 times out of 10, they don't want to do it for you.
Heck, I don't know what I'm doing day to day.
Yeah. Now I got to do something for you. Yeah. I want to talk about Southern food.
Oh. Bro, I'm so hungry right now.
What is okay, you're on death row. I don't know why, but you are. And your last meal has to be from the state of South Carolina. You can have as much food as you want. Okay. Or it's just got to be some type of Southern food. What are you eating?
Biscuits for sure.
Okay.
I love good homemade Southern biscuits, buttermilk biscuits. They're really great. Fried okra. I gotta have fried okra. Once had a friend come down. I was eating jambalaya, and he's going, "How are you eating all those jalapenos?" I'm going, "Bo, that's okra." He was from Maryland, of course.
He said, "I don't know what that is."
Good mashed potatoes. You know, as far as meat, you know, the funny thing, I'm not a poultry kind of guy.
Really?
Yeah. I don't eat a lot of poultry.
Okay.
But I love pork.
Okay.
Yeah. I love good pork chops, double cut, pan fried. Thank you.
That's how my mama used to make them. I used to hate eating pork chops.
And dessert, banana pudding.
Yeah. I think I'd go for more of the same. But I want some fresh cut green beans. Can't have nothing out of the can.
Right.
Childhood ruined that for me. Had that way too many times.
Yeah, absolutely.
No shade, mama. Some good mac and cheese. And then I think most of the protein that I eat is chicken. So give me some fried chicken.
The only chicken I love, wings.
Really?
I love wings.
Okay. I like.
If they don't make my little head sweat, then it's not even worth eating.
I got a photo of my pawpaw, and he's. You ever heard of a Quaker Steak and Lube?
Yeah. We had one in Pennsylvania.
I don't know. I don't know if they're around anymore, but I got a photo of him. He was eating. It was him, my dad, and my sister's husband at the time, and they had all done like the really hot wing challenge or whatever. Maybe my uncle was there too, and my pawpaw's face was red, and he was. I think he was the one that won in the end.
Good for him.
There you go.
Yeah, we used to go to Quaker Steak on Tuesday nights. They had Tuesday night wing buffet.
Yeah.
They had all the flavors. And
I think there's one in it's in Simpsonville.
Oh.
And we used to go after church.
Road trip.
When we lived over there. Because we used to live over in Simpsonville.
Nice.
And after church we used to go there.
Very cool.
Ugh.
Yeah.
What's the craziest story you have from like high school?
I barely
Because
remember
I feel like
high
you used to
school.
get into some stuff.
Oh, my God.
Growing up.
Yeah. Statute of limitations is gone now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I think you're good. You're in the clear.
So I think...
I'll have everyone watching sign an NDA.
I think high school, honestly, I dealt drugs all through high school.
Okay.
I dealt drugs all through high school and up till I was like 26 years old.
Yeah.
And tried to learn Spanish, right? So it was my first period class, and the only thing I ever learned was Pablo, chicle. Always pointing toward the garbage can, get rid of my chewing gum. And there was always a big metal can. They were all metal.
Yeah.
And they were always emptied in the mornings, and that was the first thing in it. Big wad of gum, and it would hit and go plunk, and everybody would just laugh.
Yeah.
You know. So, yeah, we would get to school, probably smoke 8 or 10 joints, and then go to class.
In the morning?
In the morning, yeah. First thing. We would get there very early. It's funny, we got to class late. I don't know how that happens.
I don't know how that happens.
I don't either.
Yeah, you got there so early. You got there on time.
Yeah. No, I did crazy stuff in high school. Crazy stuff.
All right. When we're talking about, you can throw North Carolina in there too.
Okay.
When we're talking about South Carolina,
Mm-hmm.
are you going on vacation to the beach or are you going on vacation to the mountains?
I've always been a beach guy.
Really?
I'm a summer baby.
Okay.
And my birthday is actually next month.
Me too.
Yeah. And, I've always been a summer baby. But I like them both in different ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I prefer the mountains every time. Like
Okay.
a cabin in the mountains.
Yeah.
I remember once we started getting some money as I was growing up, we started going to the cabins in the Gatlinburg, Smokies area.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember one time it was so cold outside, but there was a hot tub on the back. And my mom was like, "Why are you going outside?" And I was like, I was like 10 years old. I was like, I've got to use the hot tub.
Yeah.
But looking out on the snow on the mountains and just sitting in the hot tub.
It's really nice.
You're 10 years old.
Really nice.
You've never seen anything so beautiful.
Yeah.
It was like Thomas Kincaid.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ugh. Tell me, I want to. So you work and you exist around a lot of young people.
I do.
Right. What's a trend or a word that you hear all the time that you don't understand? You're up to date with most things.
Most.
Yeah. But what's something you hear that you go, I got no clue what you're talking about.
To be honest, I think I know pretty much all the terms and the things that I hear.
Okay.
Some of the things that are just way overused, but that's just the way it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I did the same thing. With me, it was like, solid. That's what we said as kids, solid. You had to hold up the thumb.
Remember when I was growing up, it was like a boss.
Like
I'd say everything was like a boss.
Yeah.
Or just boss in general. Yeah.
No, I mean, I think I understand everything. I think the worst one is the latest one, and now it's like junior high kids and their parents. I can't do it.
Yeah. I just don't understand it. It's like from a song.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
And from a reference from some sports star.
Yeah.
But no. But you know, now that you bring that up about the young people, all my friends have always been much younger than me.
Yeah.
All of them. I hate old people. You know, that's the one thing that gets me. You know, I go on these longer cruises now, and it's all a bunch of old people, and they mistake me for one of them. I don't know what that's about.
I'm not part of your team.
Yeah. I don't know. But what really hurts is I don't get carded when I'm around them. You know, that really sucks. But all my friends have always been a great deal younger than me.
Yeah.
I think the one friend that I have right now that is closest to my age, he's like 52.
Okay.
But everybody's like in their 30s and 40s.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And I hang out with everybody, really.
Yeah.
keeps me young.
You got any good marriage advice?
Marriage advice.
As a psychologist, at least.
A lot of people will kind of point to the 5 love languages.
Mm-hmm.
The 5 love languages. What happens is we'll think that there's one love language that's really super important. When you get older, those kind of start changing a little bit.
Yeah.
As you're going through phases of life, they change tremendously. So it's always, asking questions, keeping up with, their feelings. You're like me and my wife now. I mean, I've been married 3 times. Come on.
I mean, hey.
Yeah. But I've learned a lot through that.
Yeah.
Keeping up with that, having date nights, very, very important. Making room every evening for a little bit of conversation before that we get into the busyness of life or before we go to bed. Never go to bed mad.
Yeah.
Ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a few.
How do you think people nowadays should navigate dating and stuff? Because so much of it is on like the apps and stuff. And I personally, I don't think it works.
It doesn't.
Yeah.
No.
I don't think it works. I think it's just like another thing to sell somebody.
Yeah. Apps, you don't feel the connection.
Yeah.
You just hear something that sparks something in you, but when you're actually having a conversation with somebody and feel the connection, and I'm talking face-to-face conversation, not over a phone, definitely not text.
I can't stand texting.
I hate texting.
Yeah.
I got a whole psychological thing on that.
Yeah.
But just making room for conversation, communication, big. Don't hide portions of your life from your partners. Let them know everything that's happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they still love you anyway.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Where do you think?
But the dating app thing, no.
Yeah. Where do you think you should go to meet someone?
I don't know. I've got a great friend that's been married for 47 years, and they met in the grocery store.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't. Bars, I would say no.
Yeah.
Definitely not a bar. For one, if you're impaired, you're making bad decisions. You've heard all this stuff. I woke up with her the next morning, and I had to cut my arm off to get away from her. But definitely not a bar. I don't think there's any one place better than another, to be honest. I think that a lot of that happens in the most unexpected places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd love for whoever I end up marrying and stuff for it to be a meet cute. You know what those are?
No.
A meet cute. That's what you call like. I've got friends. My parents, for example, went to school together, high school together. Didn't really know each other. They went to high school together in Greenville, South Carolina, upstate. They had both, without knowing, moved to Charleston. My mom was in like the grocery aisle of a Target talking to my baby sister, right? And my dad came from the other aisle and said, "Are you Valerie Powell from school?"
No way.
And and that's
there you go.
There they went.
There they are in the store.
It's like a meet cute is like how you'd envision it in like a movie or something.
Okay. Yeah.
Like 2 people drop their books and
all right.
Taught
me a new term today. Thanks.
Yeah, meet cute. I feel like that's how everyone wants theirs to go. But it's just it gets less and less likely by the day. It just seems, because no one. I mean, even myself, I feel like I don't leave my house all the time.
Okay, you get grocery deliveries.
I do not get grocery deliveries, and I'm not. My mama is watching this. I'm not one of those people that sits out in the parking lot and has the poor person bring the groceries out to them.
Good for you.
That's even worse.
Oh,
I go in there like a grown man and I buy my groceries.
Yeah.
But it's just, I like grocery shopping. It's fun.
I do too.
Yeah. It's a luxury these days.
I'll usually go at 6 a.m.
6 a.m.?
6 a.m.
You're rope dropping the grocery store.
I am definitely rope dropping the grocery store. Yeah, had to fight the aisles for people picking orders and putting things on shelves.
Yeah.
And vendors.
Yeah.
But there's nobody else in there other than that.
That's fair.
So it's kind of cool. You know, I can still get up early on my days off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
I used to. There was like a week last year where I woke up at 4 a.m. every day. Even though I didn't have work until way later.
Yeah.
And it was nice. And I want to try and get back to
When
that.
everything's still in the mornings,
Yeah.
it's different.
And you ain't got nothing to do.
No.
You still got 5 hours before you got to be anywhere. You know, some days.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the cool stuff. All right, I want to hear a couple things
Sure.
that you might want to get into.
Okay.
Okay. What's something you want people to stop complaining about?
Something that they would stop complaining about.
That everyone complains about that you wish they'd stop.
Oh, being tired.
Being tired?
I think it's an overused term.
Yeah.
I think they use the word tired as something else going on.
Yeah.
You know, I think it's an overused term. I think that a lot of times people say they're tired when they just really don't feel like being at work or being someplace else. Or they'll use the word tired as an excuse to not go places with friends or family. It's just an overused word.
Yeah.
Complaining about being tired a lot.
What do you think people should use instead? Just how they actually feel?
Yeah, just how they actually feel.
Sometimes I'll say, "Oh, I'm tired," or something like that. People ask me what's wrong. I don't know. I think I'm just tired.
Yeah.
But it's like, I'm not going to tell you what's actually wrong with me.
I'll tell you, this past week, people asked me what was wrong. I was telling them.
I was telling them exactly what was wrong.
Yeah, but it's just so overused.
What's the funniest story you've never had a reason to tell?
Okay.
You love to tell stories, so that's why I'm like...
Okay, so the one that I've never told?
Yeah.
Okay. So...
Make sure it's legal.
It's legal.
Statute of limitations.
It is totally legal.
Okay.
Okay, so went to the drugstore to pick up a few things. I was much younger. Went to the drugstore, pick up a few things. I was out on my own at this time.
Yeah.
And so I'm shopping the aisles. I'm getting my toothpaste. I'm getting a few other items. And I see something called Bengay. And I was going, oh, Bengay. And I didn't look at the package or anything. And I was, well, if it's good enough for a gay man, it's good enough for me. So I took it home and I put it in the cabinet. And I didn't think about anything for a while. And I said, I'm going to use this Bengay. Did you know that stuff's not a lubricant?
What is it?
It's a muscle cream, like icy hot.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not a lubricant.
Well,
so
we got our own.
Point taken.
we got our own stuff.
Yeah. True story. True story.
Yeah, I don't think you can use that. Hey, you gotta learn stuff the hard way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, my girlfriend at the time hated it too.
I bet she did. What's your favorite Southern drink? It can be alcoholic, non-alcoholic.
Sweet tea.
Sweet tea.
Straight up.
Yes, sir. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I make sweet tea occasionally at home.
How do you make your sweet tea?
I French press my sweet tea.
French press?
I'm bougie,
Oh,
baby.
come on.
I'm bougie. So, yeah, I'll put like 3 tablespoons of tea in there and steep it up really good. Go ahead and put my sugar in while it's hot. Because sugar don't melt when it's cold. You know that. Yeah.
Come on.
Some good lemon.
Yeah. Elementary.
Absolutely. It is the staple of life.
I think, so how I grew up making it was Lipton tea packets. Okay. You take 2 or 3 of them, throw them in the pot, boiling water. Pour it into the tea container, mix in your sugar, and then fill the rest up with tap water.
Yeah.
Right. We recently, I think it was around this time last year, went to Charleston for my birthday. That's where I was born. And so we went for my 21st birthday. And we went to the Charleston Tea Gardens. You ever been?
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
So nice.
It's so cool. And I got some mint tea. And I had sweet tea, but with the mint tea that I've had.
Good?
It was really good. It made me feel bougie.
My bucket list.
Made me feel bougie.
Yeah.
I'll give you a couple of them.
Okay.
Before you leave. But yeah, that place is awesome. I'd love to go back.
Yeah.
It was really, really pretty. Charleston in general is just beautiful.
Buddy, I'd love to go to Charleston and just eat my way through Charleston.
Yeah.
The food it is the culinary capital of the South. There is no doubt about it.
No contest.
When I had to go down and work those days, I always had breakfast, lunch, and dinner in Charleston or Mount
Yeah.
Pleasant.
Yeah.
Got to go to Page's Okra Grill.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Oh, there was that place. I forget what it was called. Anyways, we grew up going there anytime we used to, when we lived in Charleston and when we used to go back. And I want to say it's called, I feel like I've talked to you about it before. Is it Barron's? Something. And it's changed a lot since we went growing up. We went last year, and we were like, it's not the same.
Oh,
It used to have like waiters and waitresses and stuff, and now you order at the thing and then you take it with you and you go sit down.
Crime.
Yeah, it's
Such
just
a
like
crime.
that's again the downfall of Southern hospitality. Didn't have any pulled pork
Of course.
when we went.
Yeah.
They said we got chicken.
Yeah.
And we said, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
It's a barbecue restaurant. What's your favorite barbecue restaurant? All time.
All time,
Yeah.
Gary's Barbecue in China Grove, North Carolina.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
What about it? Because you're a pork guy.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
a pork guy. I'd love to do the barbecue trail through North Carolina because North Carolina is so different in all of their barbecues. But I love chopped barbecue, not pulled pork. It's chopped, red slaw,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But what I think really sets them apart is the fact that they still pit cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, and very few people. I think it's actually against the law in South Carolina now to pit cook.
Pit?
Yeah, yeah. So everything's done on cookers.
Yeah.
But he still pit cooks. He just sold the place, but the guy is still doing all the same stuff. He's got a little car museum in there too.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's
just
cool.
a really cool place.
Yeah.
All the state patrol people go there.
Yeah.
You know, because it's right off Interstate 85, Highway 29, central in the state.
Yeah.
People always do it.
I've-
There's actually one in North Carolina that has an airstrip behind it, and people will fly their planes to have barbecue.
There you go.
Yeah.
I've always had the idea that any good Southern restaurant, or at least growing up, any good Southern restaurant that I've been to is about 3 or 4 different businesses in one. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's a restaurant, but it's on the side of the road and there's a gas station attached to it.
Yeah.
Or it's always like a family thing. So
Yeah.
everyone's trying to peddle their own wares or something. You know? Yeah.
Yeah, there was one in our town that was it was a hardware store and had they did breakfast in the back in the mornings, hot dogs at lunch, some of the best hot dogs ever.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, some
you're
of the best
right.
hot dogs I've ever had was in a BP
Yeah.
gas station in
Yeah.
Belton, South Carolina.
Belton.
Yeah. The best. Just
Nice.
the best.
Nice.
Yeah. I remember growing up, we went to, I was with a friend. We went to this barbecue restaurant, and we sat down, we were eating the food, and the owner's wife came around and was trying to sell us Mary Kay jewelry. And then
That's bizarre.
her son was there with her, the owner's son, and was selling those chocolate bars for like band.
Oh yeah.
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 That's
World's greatest.
Best barbecue I've ever had in my whole
Oh,
life.
yeah.
You know? It don't make no sense.
I know. If it doesn't have a C rating grade for health inspections, they're not worth it.
That's not worth it. The same with Chinese restaurants.
Yeah, man.
I was talking about it with someone the other day. I was like, if it's not the person at the register is not a child actively doing their schoolwork, you know, and they're sitting in one of those beat up leather chairs from the Goodwill.
You were bringing back memories.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's just,
Yeah,
and you
yeah.
walk in, just fluorescent
Yeah.
lighting,
Yeah.
the ugliest wallpaper you've ever seen. Two chairs and a table. That's the only indoor seating they got because everyone's taking it to go.
Mm-hmm.
And
And
that's it.
they just slide you a Coke in a bottle.
Yep. No pictures.
No pictures.
No pictures on the menu.
No.
You know exactly what
No.
you got.
You
yeah.
getting it.
You can come back there and see.
If they have a menu.
Right. If they have a menu. You're supposed to just know.
Yeah.
Most of the time it's just numbers.
Yeah.
Or if they do have pictures, it's just a number and the picture.
Yeah.
You don't-
Absolutely.
They don't do allergies. They don't do none of that.
Yeah.
You got to figure it out.
When I was in China, that's the way you ordered.
Really?
They would just hand you a picture of their food and you go, that.
Yeah. Have you ever, like, what kind of traveling have you done?
Oh, I've been, if they make wine there, I've probably been there. But some of my favorite places, I love Spain. As a matter of fact, I'm going back to Spain in September.
Nice.
Love Spain. Just everybody speaks English, everybody speaks German and Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah.
So they're very widely spoken, and you're never having trouble with communication.
Yeah.
And the food. Malaga, Spain is probably one of the coolest towns I've ever been in anywhere.
Yeah.
Love it, love it. But yeah, so if they make wine there, I've been there outside of Turkey. I've never been to Turkey, but that's
Okay.
going to change in 28. I'm going
Okay.
to Turkey in 28.
Okay.
Yeah, outside of that, Malaysia.
Mhm.
Malaysia was kind of cool. 2 islands. I was in the jungle for 12 days. Stayed in the jungle.
Doing what?
At a hostel.
Oh, okay.
I was at a hostel, and that was interesting. The bathrooms were so bad that I would wait until like 4 o'clock in the morning and go out in the jungle and use the bathroom.
There you
I
go.
just would not go to
Nature's
the bathrooms
restroom.
there. It was so bad. I think the biggest disappointment in all my travels was Hawaii.
Really?
Yeah, I think it was just built up too much, and I just didn't enjoy it. They don't like me. They don't like us there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But
Can't blame them.
I can understand. Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they want to keep things pristine and to themselves, and I get
Mhm.
it. You know, they've got a culture, and yeah, a lot of us have ruined their culture
Yeah.
or tried to.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
But yeah, I've been 26 countries. I think 26.
Yeah. I've never been out of this country.
Uh huh.
The furthest west so I'm going to California at the end of the month.
Yeah.
And I've been twice before. But besides California, the furthest west I've ever been is Tennessee.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
So there's still so
There's
much.
a little bit of land between those two.
Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've flown over all those places, but
Oh, yeah.
I've never been.
Yeah.
I think one of my favorite, I'm a big history nerd, and one of my favorite trips I've ever been on was to Williamsburg, Virginia.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
Been to DC? Have you done?
I've been
DC?
to DC.
Yeah.
I love DC.
Yeah.
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 I've got a bunch of funny stories. The 2 times I've been to DC, once with my mom, and then the other time was with my mom, basically my second mom, and these 2 of my childhood best friends, basically my brothers. And some of the stories that I have, I told one on the episode with Jazz, but basically my mama and I had the idea to bike the National Mall at sunset.
Oh, wow.
Right? So we went to the Lincoln Memorial, rented the bikes, and then we were going to ride it all the way up to the Capitol building. Our hotel was over beside the Capitol building, and we made it all the way up to the Capitol. We stopped to take pictures. It was sunset and whatever. And we headed this way to get to the hotel, where the hotel was that way. And we didn't know. And so we got lost in just the suburbs of Washington, D.C.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah, I guess, but it was nighttime. If it wasn't nighttime, then yeah. I ended up asking this tow truck driver where to go. My mama fell over on the bike. It was one of the craziest experiences I've ever had. The first
Still
time I
remember.
ever smelled weed was in Washington, D.C.
Okay.
Yeah, we walked past a man, and I said, I was young at the time. I walked past, and I looked at Mom, and I said, he smelled like skunk. And I said it real loud. She goes, shut up.
Yeah.
That's weed. And
Yeah.
I was like, why does it smell like that? That's gross. You know? But, children.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I remember whenever we went was the time where they'd recently made that Jackie Kennedy movie,
Mhm.
Natalie Portman. Watching that in the hotel room. It's just, I just love history. And looking at all this stuff, like going to Arlington for the first time.
Oh, yeah.
Seeing the Tomb of the Unknown Soldier.
So
just
quiet there.
It's really, it's
you feel
incredible.
it.
Yeah,
I mean, there's a feeling there.
yeah. That's why you see stuff online now, and you're like, that's not. You can't be doing that in Washington D.C.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
Not to go down that hole, but
Yeah.
it's just crazy.
Have you been to New York City?
I went once in 8th grade. I need
Okay.
to go back.
Yeah.
I have
For
a
sure.
friend from childhood that moved there, and she's dancing and doing shows and
Yeah.
stuff. I need to go up there and visit
Yeah.
her. We saw Aladdin on Broadway
Oh, yeah.
as part of like the high school,
Yeah.
field trip or whatever. But I love Broadway shows and New York.
I do as well.
Yeah.
I do as well. That's one thing that people don't know about me. I was in theater. It was one of my first experiences because I did technical stage light design for a short period of time too.
Okay.
And it's actually
You know
started
about
in
gobos?
theater. Yeah, I know all about gobos. Yeah, pan and tilts.
Yeah.
I got it all up here. But yeah, so that was always a passion of mine. As a matter of fact, I learned to do stage makeup, particularly working with latex and
Okay.
all that good
That's
stuff.
cool.
But yeah, New York. I've been to see several things there. One of my favorite things ever was a play. Well, it wasn't a play; it was a show called "Hear the Funk, Hear the Noise."
Okay.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like all music, and they turned things that we see every day into instruments, and
Yeah.
two of the best hours I've ever spent in a
That's
theater.
really cool.
Yeah.
There's a band around now called AJR,
Mm-hmm.
and they do a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
Where they'll turn like a noise into it, and kind of like the who are those blue guys? You know. What I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
Blue Man
Yeah,
Group.
Blue Man Group.
Yeah.
Kind of like what.
Have
they
you seen them?
No,
Oh man,
no.
it's so good.
They're opening up. They're doing a
Yeah,
residency
they're
in
doing it.
Icon Park or
They're
something.
doing it, yeah.
Weird place to do it.
Yeah,
but yeah.
it is. It is. I
Maybe
saw them
more
on a
power
cruise
to 'em.
ship. They
There
were
you go.
fabulous.
Yeah, yeah. That's cool.
A lot of surprises.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of
I've seen like the
surprises.
clip where they put like the glow in the dark paint
Mm-hmm.
and they start.
Yeah.
Yeah, that part's really cool.
Yeah.
That part's
I
really
won't
cool.
ruin the toilet paper for you then.
The toilet paper.
The toilet paper.
I'll keep that in mind when I go see him at Icon Park.
Uh,
Ugh. How often did y'all go to Gatlinburg or Pigeon Forge from?
you know, I've never been to either one.
Really? I
never
don't think
have.
you would like.
Yeah.
it. I don't think.
When,
you
when I was going to Tennessee, it was Memphis
Okay.
or Bristol.
Okay.
'Cause my family was in NASCAR.
Yeah.
Still is.
Yeah.
So yeah, we would go to Memphis because I love blues music.
hmm
I used to sit in with bands, sing a little bit,
Yeah.
and I still play harmonica. But yeah, Memphis is a really cool place.
Yeah.
And Bristol for the races, but that's the only. And Nashville, been to
Yeah.
Nashville
Yeah.
several times.
Yeah.
Love Nashville.
I went to Nashville and Memphis once on a trip with my grandparents and my mama because we wanted to go see. My grandma wanted to go see. What's that place called? Elvis Presley's.
Oh yeah, Graceland.
Graceland, yeah.
Yeah.
So we went to
Yeah.
Graceland and saw that, and then
What'd you think?
I was weird.
Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid,
Yeah.
you know, but it was weird. I especially like that jungle room. I'm like, I don't think I should be in here. Stuff that happened
The
in that
TV
room, and I'm
room
allowed to just walk in
is
there.
weird.
I want to know why I can't go upstairs. That's what I want to know.
'Cause he
What's
still
up
lives
there?
there.
What's up there? Yeah. You ever seen that picture of the? It's a video of the pool house door, and
Yeah.
you can see like a.
I know.
You know.
Yep.
It's just that kind of stuff has always been silly to me, but it's real. It's like, why can't I go up?
I'm looking. I always thought it was this big grand house. I'm going.
This is it. Yeah.
Yeah. Shag carpet.
I mean, all right.
Beautiful.
Yeah, beautiful house. Beautiful house.
The
It's just
museum was
weird.
better.
The museum was better. Yeah. I like the part where it's got all his outfits that he wore and all the records. You
Yeah.
know.
And his car and his plane.
Yeah. Going into the plane, I was like,
Yeah.
fucking plane. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a plane. It
Why
looks
are we
like a
on the
bus.
plane?
Kinda.
Yeah. The most interesting part of it for like 10-year-old me at the time was finding out that his daughter was married to Michael Jackson at
Yeah.
one point. And I was like, oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
You got anything more on that, or
Yeah.
we're still talking about this old guy? But my mama loves Elvis Presley.
Yeah.
But the other half of it was for my pawpaw, and we went to Memphis and went to Rendezvous.
Mm-hmm.
And I've got that picture of him with that giant rack of ribs. We went to the Grand Ole Opry, and that was after the flood had happened. So they still had that. They have that circle piece of the stage, and we stood there and took the pictures and all that. But it was a good time.
Did you make it to the Lorraine, where Martin
Yes.
Luther King?
Yes.
Now,
Yeah.
that's a different.
That
place,
museum,
Too. Yeah.
it's awesome.
It has a feeling.
Yeah.
It's a feeling there.
It's a feeling of hopefully you learn something when you leave, you know.
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly as a kid, and my mom thought it was very important that I go and see it, and it was. It's incredible.
It is.
But as a kid, I mean, when I was growing up, we had all these, and I'm still growing up. It's funny to say that, but all this access to the internet,
Mm-hmm.
and so after we went to Lorraine, Lorraine
Mm-hmm.
Motel.
Lorraine.
Sorry. I went home and just started doing research into it and stuff, and it's part of the blessing and the curse because you can't really control what conspiracy theories a kid sees and stuff like that, but just falling down rabbit holes of like YouTube videos and like, well, what if this and what if this and this is what happened and this is what happened, but you learn a lot. Funny story about the Civil Rights Museum. That part of the museum where you're walking through the bus that Rosa Parks was sitting on. You know what I'm talking about? Got all those statues in it. Mm-hmm. It was just me and my mama. I don't think my grandparents joined us at the museum, but it was just me and my mama. We were walking through this bus and it was quiet. Mm-hmm. We were reading the plaques and stuff. And come to find out, there's speakers in this bus that like play dialogue, actors recreating what it would have sounded like that day on the bus. And so we're walking through. It's quiet. We're reading plaques and stuff, and some voice just started going, "You got to move to the back of the bus." Scared the shit out of us. Scared the shit out of us.
I remember that.
It was so funny. It was so funny. But that whole museum is so important. And when we went to New York, going to the 9/11 museum, and our tour guide that we had that day was a 9/11 survivor, and just I think the way that my mama raised me to like kind of face history head on and know about stuff. That's exactly how I want to raise my child one day. Because she was like, this is exactly what happened. We went to the Holocaust Museum. Mm-hmm. This is exactly what happened. Mm-hmm. This is how it happened. Yeah. This is why it happened. This is how we make it not happen again. I think there's so many people these days that just didn't have that upbringing. Yeah. They had history class and stuff in school, but you can't rely on that. You can't. You have to take your kid out and show them, or they're going to repeat it.
I mentioned Selma, Alabama earlier, and when we were in Selma, we went to the spot where Bloody Sunday actually happened, where they just got clubbed by the police and stuff. And right off the road there, they've got a new museum, and that museum has got all this history in it and all the videos playing. And I wish I could describe the feeling. I felt sick to my stomach when I was there, and it was the most eerie place I think I've ever visited. Yeah. I've never had a feeling like that in any museum or any place I've ever been. Yeah, but that was
the Holocaust Museum was the one where I felt the most.
Yeah.
Have you ever been
there? I have not.
There's a piece that you look at, and it's just the entire thing is just a room probably about as big as this. And we'd be walking over there, and there's a glass fence right there. Mm-hmm. And where we're sitting, this entire thing up to about where that wall is filled with shoes, children's shoes, and that was the whole. That was it. That's what you had to look at.
That's rough.
It was crazy.
That's rough.
Yeah, it was really, really bad. But it's important to see those things. We went to when we were in D.C. I think it was just a pop-up museum at this point, but we went to the Newseum. It's all about news.
Haven't seen that.
No. I don't think it was around for very long. I think it was like a limited engagement, but it was all about news and like news during world events and stuff like that. It was really interesting. They had a piece of the World Trade Center there too. A fire truck that had been there on that day and stuff. Yeah. And it's just that's the way you learn things, especially now, because it's hard, especially for kids these days, to know the difference between what's just on their phone or on their screen and what actually happened. To be able to go there and see it in person and be like, you can touch it, like this was there when that happened, and to know that it was real. I think that's so important.
That would be rough for me.
Yeah
Rough.
Yeah, it was. I think the Civil Rights Museum was the hardest on my mama. Because, she grew up in South Carolina. Mm-hmm. Before she met my father, she was with a black man. Mm-hmm. And she made it very clear to me and my sister, once we got old enough to know, she was like, listen, it was not always easy, and she's like, even when she was, in the 90s, 80s, I feel like people my age have this notion of, it was it was pretty much done
Yeah.
by then, and then at some point it came back. But
Yeah.
no, it was just as bad then, especially in South Carolina and
Sure.
places like that. And she's raised us from the beginning to be like, listen, this is how it is.
Mm-hmm.
This is how you got to be.
Mm-hmm.
But the Civil Rights Museum, with her having a black daughter,
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
there's something about it, man.
Yeah.
It's
I can
crazy.
remember, because I'm a child of the 60s,
Mhm.
and I can remember going around on a Tuesday. I remembered it as being a Tuesday because pretty much everything in our town closed on Tuesday except for like the banks and the utility companies and all that.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't write checks. They went to the places and they paid their bills there.
Yeah.
And our electric company was right beside this laundromat. And I can remember sitting in my father's pickup truck and looking at this laundromat. And, you know, I was probably in the third grade, so I could read, and I saw whites only and coloreds only.
Mhm.
And in my mind, I'm thinking that you only wash your white clothes on this side of the room,
Yeah.
and on that side of the room, you only do your colored.
Yeah.
And I asked my dad about it, and he went, no, let me tell you what that is.
Yeah.
And he explained it to me, and he says, it's not right. So don't you ever start thinking that way. He said, there's going to be people all your life that's going to try to get you to think another way.
Yeah.
Don't you ever think that other way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, and there's so many things now, albeit very, very few compared to then, but there's things now that are still the exact same.
Oh, of
You know,
course.
and it's
Of
it's
course.
just so unfortunate. But that's why it's so important to go see these places. Like this whole conversation just
For
made
sure.
me want to go back to
Yeah.
Tennessee and see it
Yeah.
again. But yeah,
Fun
Yeah.
stuff.
yeah. Horrible
We got
stuff.
heavy.
We
All
got
of a
real
sudden,
heavy.
We
real
got real
quick.
heavy, real fast.
Last time I remember, we were talking about ribs and
I
Graceland, and I don't know what happened.
Good gosh.
You got any closing things you want to tell people about?
I don't know. The one thing that I would just always tell anybody is, you know, I'll be 68 next month. Live your life, man. You know, live your life as full as you possibly can. Don't settle for things. That was something also that my dad, I always talk about my dad. My dad was a super wise man.
Mm-hmm.
People say, who would you like to talk to again? Who would you like to talk to? One person, dead or alive, and it's always my dad.
Yeah.
Super wise guy, but he would always tell me, he says, you know, look, do something while you're young before you wish you had.
Yeah.
Because regret is bad. It's a
Yeah.
really bad thing. The one thing that I always have regretted that I never had kids.
Yeah.
I was so focused on my business and so focused on everything that I ever did that I just never had kids. I've got 2 stepsons right now, but they're just not my kids.
Yeah.
And, you know, when you think about longevity and living a long life, you're wondering who's going to take care of you in those years, and there's nobody,
Yeah.
you know, for me. But got heavy again.
Well, I will say, with, you know, your feelings in that are completely valid, but with the way that you interact with people,
Mhm.
I don't ever seeing that
No, man,
being
listen.
a true statement.
Listen,
That no one would be able to be there for you.
something too that I'm a huge believer in is everybody talks about generations,
Mhm.
and the truth about generations is a generation is a span of 70 years. If you're alive in that 70 years, like we are right now, we are a generation.
Yeah.
We're not boomers or millennials or Gen Zs or whatever.
Yeah.
We are a generation. And when you lose sight of that, then you start pointing fingers at, just like people were several years ago about millennials. Oh, they're lazy. They don't want to do this. They don't want to do that.
Yeah.
Well, listen, when I was 18, I didn't want to do this. I didn't want to do that either.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to forget. But when you start realizing that we are a generation, we're alive at the same time, that makes all the difference in the world.
Yeah.
All the difference in the
People,
world.
I think a lot of people talk about and think it's crazy to draw the parallel of like, oh, this person and this person were alive at the same time, like 2 famous people,
Mhm.
you know, and that's like, that's crazy that they were,
Yeah.
you know, people say it all the time with like Charlie Chaplin,
Mhm.
like this person and Charlie Chaplin were alive at the same time,
Yeah.
you know, and it's like, yeah, of course we're
Mhm.
all alive at the same time,
Yeah.
you know. I think people have got to start, like you said, talking about like one generation.
Yeah.
You know, it's not, because the more that you divide and the more that you say, oh, well, that's a trait of, this age range, or this is a trait of this age range. It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're all alive at the same time.
We are.
What's keeping us from correcting those people, or
very true,
or trying to, and the opposite of correcting people, which I think a lot of people should get into, if you will, is understanding people. Just knowing that sometimes people are the way that they are, and that's it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to correct everybody.
Yeah.
Because me personally, I'm not going to correct someone that I know it's not going to stick.
Yeah.
You know, you have to have some kind of self-awareness.
For sure.
You know,
and never have a need to be right.
Yeah.
Always, you know, if you're willing to let somebody be wrong, let them be wrong.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I'm not saying that I'm always right. I'm wrong a lot.
Yeah.
But I'm always willing to let somebody. I won't get in an argument with somebody over something. I just had something like that happen yesterday.
Yeah.
And I said, okay, you know, whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Because at that point, what good is it doing?
Yeah.
You know, that's something my mom taught me.
Yeah.
Because when I was 16, there was a lot. It was back in like 2020. There was a lot of political stuff going on, and that's when TikTok was getting, very popular and stuff. And as a 16-year-old, I was the most righteous man alive, and I knew everything, you know. And so I would post on social medias, on Facebook, where all my mama's friends could see me, and all my family members and stuff. And I'd say, these things or make these remarks, and my mom would say, and I'd be pissed at her, but she would say, "Son, you don't know what you're talking about," you know? And at the end of the day, I didn't. I was saying what people that I thought I aligned myself with were saying, and now I've learned that I just don't care.
Yeah.
Politically,
right.
I don't care. I care about people's rights to be who they are. But whenever certain elections happened, and I would get really scared about it.
Yeah.
My mom told me, "Son, when's the last time that a sitting president has ever had a direct impact on your life, on you, on Kobe Powell? When's the last time that happened?"
That's good.
Yeah. And I'm just like, no, they haven't.
Yeah.
Instantly, anxiety gone.
Yeah.
And it's just, I remind myself of that all the time. Is there's all this fear mongering, and people are scared.
Listen.
People are scared of the guy in the house.
Yeah.
I always the guy lives in that house because of us.
Exactly.
What are you scared about?
Exactly. I always say about fear. Fear is just an acronym, meaning that something's appearing real and it's not really real.
Yeah.
And we see that every day.
Yeah.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. False. I forgot the whole acronym for it now, but it was
something
I learned
appearing
years
real.
ago. Yeah. Appearing real.
Yeah.
But yeah, people are super, super afraid. And right now in the way that kids are raised, and I see this a lot too, that they're so protected and overparented, they don't know what's real and what's not real.
Yeah.
They really don't. And the only way you do that is kick them out of the house and say, "Don't come back to the street lights."
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You'll find out real fast.
Yeah. That's my mom always says that.
Yeah.
She grew up in a trailer park. It was just a little cul-de-sac. There's a road and cul-de-sac at the end. She's still got childhood friends that are basically family to us that she grew up on that street with.
Yeah.
And she told me all the time growing up, whenever I'd want to stay inside and play video games or something, she'd go, "Well, I don't know if you know this or not, but on Sundays, I was not allowed inside the house.
Ooh.
Saturdays and Sundays." She said Saturdays, I'd have a bowl of cereal, I'd watch the Saturday morning cartoons, and then I was kicked out of the house so that Mama could clean, and I was told not to come back till the streetlights turned on.
Yeah, first thing I'd do when I got home, I would have the sweat beads. You know what sweat beads are? It's the ring of dirt around your neck.
Yeah.
So I would have sweat beads, and I would get thrown in the bath and right to bed.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's just, don't even think about coming home.
Yeah.
My mom has so many stories just from that era of her life, like childhood, of just being forced to play outside, But now it starts from an adult level of people are scared to let their kids outside because of all the horrible things in the world, you know?
There's always been horrible things.
There's always been horrible things. We just haven't had... I don't remember who it was, but I think it was a friend of mine from theater back home. She put on her Instagram story around the time of like a recent assassination, and she was like, I don't think human beings were designed to have access to information so readily and so instantaneously, you know? And that's something I really do want to get off of social media, but there's also a part of it, like, I don't know what it is, you know? Yeah. I really do want to detach myself from social media because I don't think people should have such access to information so quickly.
I agree.
You know? There's something about, like, a library where you got to go actually do research physically, you know? I have a professor, a philosophy professor this semester, and his thing is, we'll do the discussion posts online and stuff, but he has us read excerpts, and then will ask us 2 questions, and we have to write 500 words, take a picture of it, and turn it into them. It's handwritten only. That's the only way he'll accept it, is handwritten. Okay. And I started doing that, and I was like, wow, it's like actually helping me learn, you know?
They have actually proven something through, well, I hate to keep going back to psychology.
Method,
yeah, that when you write, it actually has more brain stimulation and helps you remember things more than typing and any other form of communication.
Yeah.
Whether you're recording it, writing it,
I believe it because
typing it.
I mean, there were classes in school where they taught us how to type words without actually looking at what we're doing, you know. But for at least, I don't know if it's just something about me, but I can't write unless I'm actually looking at the paper, you know. And stuff like that. I think I was the last time frame to be taught cursive, you know, in elementary school and stuff like that. There's just something, I feel like we used to have a deeper appreciation for knowledge. I would say knowledge is too accessible now,
if it's true knowledge. Yeah, because there's a lot of spins that people are putting on knowledge out there, and it's just not. A lot of times, it's just lies, straight up. It's trying to get people to manipulate people to believe a particular way, or believe a particular way about a situation, or even a frame of history. Yeah. So I mean, totally. Yeah. I'm with you on the whole information age thing.
We've got too much access to it.
We do. Yeah. We do. And I think that we don't have a chance to process things like, and I don't really want to bring it up, but I am, Charlie Kirk. We don't have a chance to process what happened to him before people are already trying to put a spin on what happened to him in our heads. Yeah. We couldn't process what had happened before that people were already trying to give why it happened and things like that.
And you can add any big social, whether you want to call it social justice event or any type of event that's happened in the past 7 years, really. You can add any of those names in there, and you just did not have time. It started in 2020, really, is the first time that I realized it, because my mom, who told me all the time growing up, people don't need to know how you think. It's your thoughts. That's what it's for, you know. If people know how you think in this certain area, it could be a weakness of some kind, you know. And that's just something you don't need people knowing. But
truth.
When I saw my mom post about what happened in 2020, that really started a lot of the social justice campaigns that we see today. When I saw my mom post about it and reshare that video and put a whole paragraph of what it was saying, I was like, damn, this is really, like, that hit me most of all, you know, because I was 16, so I didn't really understand it. But seeing things like that, you really have to, and it's funny to say that you have to have time to process those things, because I can't process it because I wasn't there, you know. And so it takes something like a museum where I'm sitting there looking at these words, you know, and nobody else is talking, and I'm seeing, you know.
Yeah.
It's just, I think this is another word, kind of like you were saying with tired, but it's overstimulating, you know, like social media and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm like, I've got too much access because I can, in the span of 5 minutes, I can watch 2 funny cat videos, see someone get shot overseas, and then be back to the funny cat videos.
Right.
And it's like, why?
Yeah.
What is that all
So
about,
random.
you know?
I think, I'm not going to say that.
Yeah.
I think that right now, at my age, the only reason I even keep Facebook is to see who's died.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's the only way that I know things about what's going on with other places and places of my former life and all that. But there's a lot of truth in that. I mean, I'll catch myself wanting to comment on stuff, and I'll back out everything I just typed.
Yeah.
Might be a full paragraph. I'll take it all right back out.
Double click.
You'll rarely see me post anymore.
Yeah.
Rarely.
Yeah.
Rarely.
I'm glad I learned it so early.
Yeah.
And I have my mom to thank for that, because she really. I remember one time, I was sitting in the 3rd row back seat of our minivan that I grew up in, and Mom was in the front. And I'd made a post or something that one of our family friends, you know, of course, wanted to reply and get one over on a 16-year-old, obviously gay man. And I was so upset. And I was like, Mom, I don't understand. Because she would tell me to delete it. She'd be like, delete the post. And I'd be like, I don't understand. What I'm saying is true. And she was like, that doesn't matter. What you're saying is you're doing exactly what they want you to do. Which is argue with them, or to make more noise.
Oh yeah,
that's distracting from what you're actually talking about. She's
really
a very
is.
wise woman.
Yeah,
she is a very wise woman. Yeah. But she'd say things like, "You're just adding more noise. No one can think straight if you're adding more noise. You know, especially you. You can't think straight if you're inviting more noise. You know.
Yeah.
So, I think honestly, it's something that we've improved upon as a society. Is people used to cancel everyone.
Yeah.
You remember when that was a big thing?
Oh yeah.
I think we've moved away from that in a good way.
I've seen a change in that in years.
Yeah.
Thank God.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Because it again put in a fear in people that you can't say.
Yeah.
People should be allowed to make mistakes, you know?
Absolutely.
And now, do I think that people who have these giant social media platforms should make the mistake while doing one of those giant social media platforms? That you're signing yourself up for that. You know, it's part of it. The lovely thing about this is it's not live, so anything that I say I can cut out. You know,
right out.
But when you sign up for those things, you basically another thing that my mom would say is fuck around and find out.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But people should be allowed to make mistakes, and I think that's something we've come back around to.
Oh yeah.
And it's not just your favorite people that are allowed to make mistakes; it's everybody.
Some of the most successful people have had terrible failures.
Yeah.
Terrible failures.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a thing. It was a bunch of historical figures, but the one that I can remember is Henry Ford. Henry Ford filed for bankruptcy at 39 and invented the car at 40. You know.
Yeah.
And that put a lot into perspective for me, because I feel like I put a lot of pressure on myself to have the career of a 40-year-old.
Yeah.
You know, at 21.
Oh, you got lots of time.
I've got so much to do.
Lots of time.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's my mom always used to tell me, say, you know, if you don't, you know, pay attention in school, if you don't do this, if you don't do that, you're going to be digging ditches or working on the garbage truck. But when I was working in the wine business, making tons of money, she was like, you'll find something else. And I was like, Mom, what? Like what? Digging a ditch or working on a garbage truck?
What do you want me to do?
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been very lucky to grow up with men in my life who have really only been blue collar. You know.
Okay. Yeah.
My dad drives trucks for a living. My grandfather did a lot of things over his life, but after he retired, he got a job, and he was the guy who he'd sit in this dump over in Iva, far away from where he lived. I don't know
Mhm.
why he worked that far out. He'd just sit there.
Yeah.
And he'd watch the people, make sure they were putting stuff in the right thing.
Yeah.
You know? And there's so many, it's weird growing up with so many blue collar men in your life, because you realize that, like, what I do every day, my hospitality job that I have, and what I'm going to school for,
Mhm.
it feels, my dad has always said, if you love what you do, you never work a day in your life, you know? And what I do doesn't feel like work.
Mhm.
And I know I don't love it,
Mhm.
like specifically what I do, but it's just, it doesn't feel real to me, you know, that can be a whole job.
Yeah.
When growing up, I used to work in my other grandfather, my papa, had a landscaping business, lawn mowing business, and that he gave to me. And I used to hate cutting grass. Push mowers, mind you, push mowers.
Of course.
And
Still use one.
hey, I got one in the garage downstairs. I hate to use it, but that's why I don't have a very big yard.
Amen.
But we used to go to these businesses and cut grass, and it just, I hated it.
Mhm.
You know, I hated every minute of it. I hated sweating, hated when it would rain on us and I had to keep cutting grass.
Yeah.
Hated the smell of the gasoline, the calluses it would leave as it's vibrating on your hands. But there's a lot of times these days where I feel like I haven't earned the paycheck that I get
Yeah.
every week, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm like, I was joking with my best friend the other day. I was like, you know, we could make some serious money if we just spent 3 months on an oil rig doing God knows what.
Working
you know?
hard.
Learning a trade. I feel like
Yeah.
today I need to learn a trade.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's what I'm hearing a lot of now. Is said, you know, learn a trade, because, you know, with AI and all this other stuff coming, you're going to be replaceable. But the one thing that somebody's going to be able to do is to fix your toilet.
Yeah.
They're not going to
Yeah.
be able to wire your house.
Yeah.
You know, that's the things that AI can't do. Those are the things that in the future will probably still be very well paid and still good jobs.
And that's what I've thought about. And I'd like to think that hospitality is one of those untouchable things, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it is. You know?
Yeah.
I know true hospitality is an untouchable thing.
Absolutely.
But the hospitality that people are willing to pay for
Yeah.
is a different thing altogether. You know?
Yeah.
So
Well, people still they're willing to pay for Dick's Last Resort, and there's no hospitality
there you go. There you go. Maybe that's what I'll do. I'll open one of those
yeah,
restaurants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be fun.
Well, thank you for coming on the show.
Hey, it's always
I
fun.
appreciate you. I knew there was
Always
going to
fun.
be a bunch of good conversations and topics. We just had to
We
get in
could
there.
go for a couple of hours, but yeah, I don't want to bore
You come back
everybody.
for season 2.
Hey.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for being the last episode.
Always fun, brother. Thank you for asking me.
Thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Like, comment, share, all that stuff.
Yeah.
This show will be coming back. I'm going on a little bit of a hiatus, and then I'm going to enjoy the summer. And then come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I love you all.
Yes. Everyone
Love you
watching
all.
knows who
Yes.
Paul is, has to.
Yes.
If they don't, they now know after about an hour.
Yeah. Yeah. Ever need a hug? I'm your guy.
There you go. What do you want for the picture to be?
The picture.
Yeah, do a pose that you want to do. Or I can just take one of us laughing.
Laughing
I'll
works
do
for
one of
me.
us laughing.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for coming on the
Hi,
show.
brother.